got it's a tough game on Saturday, shouldn't it? It's be an interesting one. Bradford looking for a result. And
they're all tough. They're all tough, and particularly for for some sides and sides like ourselves, we know we can't win a game without working extremely hard and being at our best, and this game's no different. Looking at Bradford, they've had a tough and difficult start to the season. No doubt about that. But I'm going to stick up for them a bit and say they've played two outstanding teams, two very physical, powerful, outstanding teams. And watching the game from the weekend, Wigan were ruthless. But not only ruthless, I think that's a bit of an injustice to some of the football they played as well. Some of the stuff Sam Tompkins did were worth the entrance fee alone. He put on an amazing show of attacking rugby. So I think you'll find Wigan have got the capability to put the cleaners through a number of teams, and probably will do this year. You look at our build-ups, we've had a week off. It can work both ways. I think we would have rather kept playing. We feel we're finding some rhythm, and we're learning about each other all the time. I think that's important. The OKR game, there are a lot of positives out of it for us. We went toe-to-toe with a very physically demanding team, and we knew within that game we had opportunities to win the game. The game hinged on probably over a couple of minute period where we compounded 2 or 3 errors. But we're learning along the way, and we've got to view it as an opportunity to take the team forward, even though sometimes it's in difficult circumstances. So we'd have rather kept playing. But having said that, it were very heavy conditions. We did have some impact on a number of players, in terms of the calves and the groins and things like that. So to be able to freshen them up early in the week and not be rushing around at the back end of the week with preparation and get it ready, hopefully we've managed that side of things well, and we'll have the boys chomping a bit to go on Saturday. In contrast, you probably look at Bradford, and Monday would have been a post-mortem for them, dissecting it. And so I guess we've been able to move our preparation on a little bit quicker than they have. But the best way to bounce back from a defeat like that is to come out and show a response and a performance next week. And that's what we're expecting. They've got some very proud players in the team, and some players that will be prepared to stand up and lead from the front. People like Matt Diskin I'm talking about. They'll be wanting to turn their fortunes around this week, and they'll see it as a great opportunity too.
Yeah, because a lot of people have written Bradford off already this season. Sort of said, well, they're not going to do very much, but a dangerous side to write off, aren't you?
Yeah, it's too early. Yeah. It's too early. Well, we said when we played winners, whoever won would be tipping for the 8, and whoever lost would be tipping for the spoon. Well, we know it doesn't work like that. Teams have got different fixtures over the coming weeks. Teams are at different levels of probably how they've prepared pre-season. And you look at London; they've got an incredibly tough start to the season. Bradford have had Catalans and Wigan in the first 3 games. Ourselves, we've got a very tough 4 to 5 weeks in front of us. But that's what the competition's all about, and ultimately we will all be judged after 27 rounds.
Yeah. And what have you been up to with the week off then, Richard? How have you
we've kept in. Yeah, we've kept in. We were conscious that thinking about the squad as a whole, really, the 20s game got called off, and the week or 2 before then we'd had very little training because of the snow and the freezing conditions. So we felt there were some guys in the squad that didn't play against OKR, but it was important we kept on top of them. Probably 4 or 5 guys that did play against OKR, we took it as a little bit of an opportunity to, look after them after a heavy game on a heavy pitch. But we've been in training and we trained over the weekend, and we don't really feel we're at a stage in our season where we need to be taking our foot off the pedal too much at this point.
No. And what about injuries? Have you picked up any over the past week?
No more. We've got a full build. Apart from Kyle Moore, we've got a clean bill of health as well. So we're picking pretty much. Apart from Kyle, we're picking from strength again. Yeah. 1 or 2 guys had a bit of a shot across the bar after the OKR game. So we're looking for a little bit of a response from a couple of individuals in there, and we will probably be running running with the same, you know, a very similar 19-man squad when it comes out tomorrow.
I suppose it's looking back on the OKR game, and it's just kind of getting that clinical, you know, finishing and, you know, sort of.
Yeah, absolutely. From our point of view, we looked at OKR. We saw a very, very big physical team, with some monsters in the pack. Really, you know, we saw some, you know, aggressive line speed and defence, and you know, our biggest concern, our biggest challenge we felt against OKR were, you know, winning the battle of the meters and giving ourselves enough opposition, enough chances in the opposition's end. And we won the battle of the meters, which I think, you know, there's a lot of people sort of saying, gee, you've got a small pack, you know, you got a really light pack up front. Well, you know, we've gone up again a big team in conditions that will probably suit a big team, and you know, we've come up with a performance to find a way to get us down the other end in a good fashion and in different styles throughout the game as well. I thought, you know, we played short sides really well. At times we rolled the ruck in the centre of the field. Just probably wasn't a great day for shifting the ball about, which we feel, you know, perhaps can be a strength. And when we did get good ball possession, we felt, you know, just finding that little bit of balance instead of going through Tim all the time, and sometimes a little bit of variance and playing off as 9 and perhaps turning the ball back inside. But we will find that style, you know, a lot more as we move forward. And we had chances. You know, I thought we had a perfectly good try ruled out, and you know, we dropped the ball with a line bag, and I think if we take any one of them chances, you know, we probably would have won the game.
And finally, Carla Moore, is he still on track for, was it a sort of 3 or 4 weeks time?
He's had his pot off, he's had his hand elevated to try and you know, keep it in a place to relieve the swelling a little bit. You know, gradually it's done that. He's still very swollen, he's still very sore, but he's got one of the little removable plastic casts on his arm now. And yeah, the surgeon is hoping that the 6 to 8 week we can skim it down to, you know, I'll not say 4 to 5, probably 5 week is the estimation at this moment in time.
Right.